I've been waiting a long time for this moment to come. I'm destined for anything at all. Downtown, lights will be shining on me like a new diamond ring out under the midnight hour. Well, no one can touch me now. Well, and I get to my bed, it's too late. Ready or not at all. Well, I'm so much closer than I have ever known. Wake up! Dawning.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another edition of Let Me Tell You This About That. How you guys doing today? Mr.Jay at the mic. As always on my left, Mr. Kevin Kane.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lauren, Mr.Jay, thanks for having me back for episode 5.
Oh man, number 5. Can you believe it, Lauren?
No, I cannot. Hey, how are you, kids?
Wow. How you doing? I don't know where I got wow from, but hey, doing good. How you guys' weeks doing? You guys have a good week so far?
It was there.
Yeah, it happened.
I think I only cried twice last week, so that's like a record for me.
Wow.
But I am in official countdown mode for semi-retirement. So yeah, we got the countdown clock. We are clocking out soon.
That's good. It's gonna be a strange feeling. Trust me, my friend. It's
Yes.
like when they took Neo out of the Matrix. And,
Yes.
Yeah,
It's gonna be wonderful.
it's okay. We'll be here for you, Laura.
Thank you.
No
I
worries.
Appreciate that.
How much time do you got?
Like a little over a month.
A little over a month.
Yeah.
All right, folks. After that, we'll be checking in Lauren's OnlyFans page. That will
You
be,
can get a discount you can get at,
yes.
let me tell you this about that Facebook page for a discount code.
Exactly. A discount code is
Do
just
they
a click
have?
away.
But here's the real question about that. Do they have a voice category? Because
Oh,
you know,
no.
I do have some fans, so you know that could
ASL.
help supplement my income later on.
You know what we're gonna have to do is
Oh, there we go, boys.
yes.
We have not played this in a while.
No. Well, it's apropos. I think that now that here's what we do, Lauren.
What?
ASMR, man. That is the wave of the future. We're gonna get you into that, like whatever Lenny Kravitz's daughter did on that fucking Super Bowl ad with that. Like that's like people, millennials, fucking write in. Tell me how much we love ASMR. Apparently, millennials are like.
Will that be asked to...
And Mr. J After Dark. That's what we would call it.
Wow.
But no, millennials get off on vibrations of people whispering and shit
gotcha.
like that. So.
Oh, I can totally do that.
Oh yeah, dude. Do a little bit of. Like,
This is great. Another line of income for myself. This is going to be great.
You see, you were afraid, and
I know. This is going to be a lot of fun.
I level 5 you right into adult,
Okay.
adult situations. I'd be shaking me ass, man, if it made me money. That's all I know. Kev, that was your week, buddy. What did you do?
It was a pretty quiet week. Last week before vacation. Is
yes.
anyone else's allergies absolutely killing them?
Yes. Tree
Yes.
stump.
I am absolutely dying. I want to claw my eyes
Yes.
out.
My car is a lovely shade of yellow at the moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's absolutely brutal. We had outdoor sports today, and I tapped out on the last one. I'm like, I can't go outside.
Is it good to know that your body took a fucking MS, like whatever the hell, like coded, vaccine and took that in stride, but tree sperm?
I'm allergic to earth.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's like, oh man, you guys fucking put down the snow shovels. Check this out. I'm like, how's this?
I found out my 10-year-old stepson is a future city worker.
It's gonna be a proud baby.
So I started vacation. I was supposed to start Friday at 1. I was like, yeah, I called it sick Friday.
Gotcha.
Just tapped out Thursday. I was like, nope, not going to work Friday. So I'm sitting at home. They got dropped off at school. Nappy time. Didn't even turn the TV on. Just curled up, fetal position, nap.
No blankie or whatever the fuck that is.
I had a blankie.
Oh, you had a blankie.
The dog, we were spooning.
Nice.
And
Sully?
yeah, it was actually Sully that was with me. And then Sully the dog. Sully's a dog for all you people at work, you sick fucks, not Sully, the correction officers. So like 1 o'clock, I get the call. It's like the old Irish woman from St. Brendan's. Jackson's not feeling very well. He says he's nauseous, but no headache, no fever, just a little nauseous. I'm like, that son of a bitch.
Just
motherfucker. So I go up to St. Brendan's, I get him like, Jack, you better not. He's like, really? I'm like, it's 75 and sunny, and at 1 o'clock when the nurse isn't in, you're sick. He's like, you didn't go to work either. I'm like,
learned it by watching you.
Yeah. Learned it from watching you, Dad. Learned it from watching you. So I'm like, all right, you got me on that one. But
where we getting lunch?
Speaking of the Irish, top 200 we cracked in Ireland. Number 199.
That is actually something that is definitely... I have to look into on that, but I believe it too because I, see the numbers come in overnight, and I'm like, oh my god, what the hell are the Irish up to?
So it is official. We got the email from Apple. Either that or some Nigerian guy sent us a phishing email.
Exactly.
That Jay responded to, and he now has $0 in his bank account. Again, it happened twice now. So we are number 199 in Ireland. I want to give a shout out to my cousin Carmen O'Kane. In Derry. Up in Ireland, Maxie Courtney used to play music over here. Nice. Maxie's Army and his wife Jen. Carol, that was over in Dundalk, just came back to Boston last week.
Nice.
I've been listening over in Ireland. Check out Carol. She's going to be working at Hurricane O'Reilly's before the Bruins and Celtics games.
Is that place still open?
It's still open. Nice. It's back open.
Oh man, I used to work there.
She went back to work last night at Hurricane O'Reilly's. But they've been pushing... and sharing our page over in the Republic of Ireland in Northern Ireland.
It shows.
And, love it.
Thank you for all you guys over in Ireland listening to us. We cracked the top 200.
We're glad to bring in the crack over in Ireland.
Bringing the crack, not the drugs.
Yeah, not that crack. Yeah.
Crack over in Ireland means a good time.
Exactly.
So bringing the crack over to Ireland.
Bringing the crack. We love you guys over there, man.
That's what I got.
I can't wait to go over and visit at some point, and hopefully maybe someday we'll take a show tour.
Yeah, we'll take a tour.
But yeah, no, we love you guys, man. Everyone that's listening overseas, man. Hey, listen, actually, speaking of which, Belgian, whoever you are.
Reveal yourself.
We love you, man. We need to know who you are. I swear to God. I put this show up on the internet, and it's like, oh, and then like the first time to get results back, the Belgian is, bam, like he's right there. So
That's
Belgian.
Awesome.
We don't know if you're a guy. We don't know if you're a girl or
we
they.
love you either way.
Yeah, I mean, you could be fucking whatever. But if you have a Facebook Belgian, get on there and holler at us on our Facebook page. Let me tell you this about that, the Facebook page. And but I gotta figure out, who our international man of mystery or woman of mystery. Yes, that's definitely, folks. We've been doing pretty good. We've been getting some decent numbers. You guys are awesome. Thank you for checking us out every week. We're going to be here except for next week when Kevin's going to drink his face officially off. And the Keys somewhere. He's
heading down to Key West.
Key West, very man.
Nice. And if I make it back, I make it back. If I don't, I've had a hell of a run.
Yeah.
I guess there's a street to Vol Street. Never been there. People tell me about it, and I'm going to go up one side, down the other, and see where I land.
And we'll hopefully, don't forget to fucking live stream some of that shit on Facebook.
It's going to be, I feel bad. Just block me now, half years. It's going to be live. This whole thing's going to be live streamed.
Perfect.
And poor Liz goes along with the whole thing.
Yes.
God love her.
Some willingly.
Sometimes she's driving the boat, man. Sometimes,
she's...
Liz ain't no fucking passenger.
She's complete opposites. Like, she's running the bar. She takes over bars when we go down there, so...
That's going to be a good time, man. So that's what we get. After, actually, Kevin, there's a break we're going to have for a week, folks, so you're going to miss us next week. We're going to come back Memorial Day and clue you guys in. And there's a lot of comedy plans that have been sidelined due to the coronavirus. And, one of them has been a tour idea that me and Lauren have been working on. We had put in for a permit at the bandstand down in South Boston. And it was not issued only because of the COVID restrictions that the state's soon to be rolling back. And the only reason we're telling you this is because we want to have you guys excited to come out and check out some comedy this summer, man. It's been a quiet year, fucking watching this shit on Zoom. We have an idea to just help get things going outside. We want to find out towns to go to. So if you could please write into our Facebook page. My friend Leah Winters will be helping me figure out this week places that will be interested in having a group of professional comedians come to your town, and me and Lauren, and and we'll have a good old time. So we're trying to get that off the ground, folks. We can't go into much right now, but you know we do have a good slate of comedians that are interested in helping us get the funny to you guys this summer.
Hey, do we want to at least give the name of our little touring company?
Ooh, hold on a second. Yes, we would, Lauren, but we have to do it right.
Okay.
So, Lauren Sims, would you like to let the listening public know?
I would love to. The name of our little touring company shall be called the Ha Ha Mafia.
Ooh, that was a really nice promo.
Thank you so much. I do try.
Shit, we get you in the promo game. That's OnlyFans and promo games. Nice.
But yeah, that's gonna be our name, and we hope to come see you. And if you know of any place that wants to have some really awesome comedians come and just make you laugh after the year we've had, let us know. We want to see you guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. As a matter of fact, kicking off our, you know, it's funny, this is a comedy podcast, so kicking off in the comedy vein, we're actually going to have, every now and again, we're lucky enough to know a lot of the professionals around here, and we're lucky enough to entice them into our little denizen here, and so we're going to start having every couple of shows having, you know, a pro sit-in with us, and we'll do an interview afterwards, and we'll be kicking that off the week after Memorial Day. Do you want to do the honors?
I would love to do it. June 6th, we are going to have the wonderful comic stylings of Carolyn Plummer, a local Boston comedian who I've had the pleasure of meeting. Yes, let's give her a round of applause. Yes.
Yes.
I've had the pleasure of meeting her, I want to say a little over a year ago. And we've been following her career and seeing her at Giggles and other wonderful locations. And we are very, very lucky to have her on the show. And we hope you guys will listen in.
Yeah, absolutely. I worked at a few shows at Dick Doherty's, and that's how I got introduced to Caroline. And she busted me because I was playing Christmas Rapping by the Waitresses in the middle of August.
I love that song. You can play that any time of year, and I will listen to that.
I'm with you. I just wanted a happy mood. She was like, "Wait a minute, you're playing Christmas," and that's how we broke the ice. But dude, she's had such a honestly, I mean, she's funny.
Yes.
And she's had this amazing career. She's toured with the USO.
Yep.
There's so much shit we got to learn.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with her on the show, and hopefully we will not scare her away.
Hopefully not.
So please join in, listen in, download and listen. June 6th will be our next guest appearance.
Yes, absolutely. So that would be that's what's the ins and outs are going on, folks. Me and Lauren are officially letting you guys know the Ha Ha Mafia will be coming to you this summer, and we'll be bringing the good times to your town, man. So get a hold of us on our Facebook page. Let us know, what park you would like us to come to, and we'll bring the pros, folks. And I think that's it, folks. We're gonna take a little bit of a break now. Listen to a tune. When we come back, we've been talking. Me and Lauren and Kevin here, man. We're gonna talk some ghost stories. Ooh. Yes, that's right. We got some scary shit on deck, and this time it has nothing to do with the jail. So. If you guys hang tight, my friends, we will be back momentarily. Please enjoy this halfway break song, and we'll talk to you in about 5 minutes. Have a good one.
Who knew?
on some liquor, tryna cope with the changes. And all my exes ain't shit, so they shall remain nameless. And all them bitches that I lied to ran around with just to spite you. And my mama met a couple and she told me they ain't like you, what you do to me. Yeah. I'm still tryna find peace and unity. I hope it's you they get to speak up at my eulogy. Cause who could vouch for me like you could vouch for me, my baby? I think I'm coming round the drive and I might scoop you later. So we can fuck like we would fuck way back at mama's house. And we would eat late at IHOP or at the Waffle House. Know what I'm talking about? And I'ma hit your phone cause shorty we should talk it out. Oh no, yeah, that I would even miss that bitch. Oh no, yeah, no, that I would even miss that bitch. Yeah, I started lying to my homies and I lied to myself. I might just check into an institute to go get some help. I got a sick addiction to women and falling in love. And when the lovey-dovey shit is lost and the thrill is gone. But with you, baby, it was real and it was someone sincere. My vision clear, baby daddy duties ready for real. You had my little seed. And we were still selling drugs. And I said, fuck this music shit, I want a house and a pub. Colombiana, sexy mommy, you was holy, we were public. I was nothing, you was something, I was crazy, you were crazy. I'm a god, you're a goddess, you're an angel, you're a comet, girl, you shine bright. And when I look up in the sky, I see your face like, yeah. And every time I hear your songs, I take flight. And everything I ever said, I will not take it back. But we were perfect, you so worth it, man, let's make it last. You shouldn't take me back, but we gon' be together. No matter who you with, cause he ain't gon' be here forever. And God knows my heart and trapping kept us rich forever. Tell y'all that we living better, and my man's doing better. LA makes him jealous. What's love like this? Gotta do with this. What's a love like this? Gotta do with this. What's a love like this? Gotta do with this. Even better. What's a love like this? Gotta do with this. Who knew? Yeah. That I would even miss that bitch. That I would even miss that bitch. Oh no, no. That I would even. Shit. That I would even. Fuck this. That I would even miss it.
All right, boys and girls, welcome back to Let Me Tell You This About That. Well, today we have a little special treat for you guys. We got a little bit of topics that everyone I think will be interested in. We're going to tell some campfire type ghost stories on Let Me Tell You This About That. Let me set the mood here, folks. Should we go? We'll do this one. Ready? A little mood music.
You can just hear it.
Yeah, we got
that instinct of like just want to start throwing punches. It's like, ugh.
Exactly, folks. So we got nice. Actually, it's beautiful here in Salty. It's fucking 80 degrees. It's sunny out. Women in leggings everywhere. Goddamn, it has nothing to do with campfires and ghost stories. But you know what? This is theater of the mind. We're just gonna have to make pretend we're at a campfire right now, and we're gonna tell some ghost stories, man. Kevin Kane. What do you got?
All right. I know I'm going to have to pay for this when I get home because they're going to be mad I was talking about them.
Uh-oh.
So real quick, my house has always been known as being haunted. There's 5 people that we know have died in the house.
Wow.
It was a 2-family house. 2 people that lived upstairs before my parents moved in died in the house. And my 2 aunts, great aunts, lived downstairs. They died in the house. One of them I actually found. She was babysitting me when I was 6 years old. And She had a heart attack when she was babysitting me. So it's always been a very weird house. But this one specific story, me and I've talked about Mark O'Brien in the past. He's one of the podcast. I was in the Navy with him.
Oh, yeah.
I worked in the sheriff's department. Me and him are working the 3 to 11 shift at South Bay House of Correction. We get home at about 11:30. I remember very distinctly, I'm sitting at my kitchen table. Mark is leaning against my kitchen counter facing me. And we're just sitting there and the phone rings. The year is, by the way, 2001.
Okay.
Pre-cell phone, we didn't have cell phones. Mm-hmm. The phone rings and it's one of those cordless black phones. The phone rings and Mark looks at me and I look at him like, that's fucking weird. It was a ring, but it wasn't a ring. It was an off-pitch wheel, is the way I would describe it. It was like a phone, like a battery was dying. Like it was just like it just wasn't a ring.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember we locked eyes and we looked at each other like, that's weird. Mark answered the phone, turned white as a ghost. Mouth open, didn't say anything, took the 2 steps to me, gave me the phone. And just took 2 steps back, locked eyes with me, scared shitless. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hello? Where's Billy? That's my father's name. At the time, my father lived on our 3rd floor. That's where his bedroom was.
Gotcha.
And I said, excuse me? Where's Billy? It was a female. I go, who is this? And she goes, my brother Billy would know who this is. And it was so my father had 3 sisters. Peggy lived in Colorado.
Yeah.
Kitty lived in New Hampshire. Ann had passed away in 1994. This was the most inhuman voice I've ever heard in my life, but with distinct Boston accent. And I again, said something effective, who is this? And then she started mocking me. Well,
like she's definitely from Boston then.
So a little sing-songy voice going, my brother Billy would know who this is. Where's my brother Billy? So I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Dad.
Pass this fucking flaming shit.
So I want it on the phone.
So I'm at the bottom of the stairs to the top. Dad, it's for you. Hello. And this is from him telling what she said to him. Billy, it's me. Who is this? Billy, it's me. Who the fuck is this? My brother Billy would know who this is. Click.
Fuck you.
That is
Now,
good.
to back up everything in that story, number 1, that wasn't our ringtone. That wasn't a ring. That wasn't anything close to a ringtone.
Right.
I didn't know this till about 20 years later. I'm watching ghost things on A&E. They use energy to manifest.
Yes.
Yes.
That sounded like the battery was dying. It was like I'm a skeptic.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, if it was a wrong number,
Right.
what she would just say, oh, it's but just it was a mocking. It was like it was fucking with us. It was like I can't describe how she just kept going. Billy will know who this is, and the kid Mark was scared before. He heard stories about my Aunt Ann, but he never just in that time he answered the phone, he was scared shitless just from the voice.
Right.
That was the most inhumane, gravelly. It was like it was coming from the middle of the chest.
Right.
It was like I can't describe. So that was when I talked to my aunt on the phone.
What did your dad do?
All I said to my father was, "You know who that was," and he goes, "I don't want to talk about it."
Oh man, damn.
He just to this day I go, "You know who that was," and he just says, "I don't want to talk about it."
Man.
That is a good one.
So
that was before probably caller ID and all that shit.
Yeah, we didn't have caller ID. Like I said, even before we answered the phone, we knew something was up because we just looked at each other and went, "That's not how the phone rings."
Right.
Like I said, I knew nothing about ghosts using energy to And I've been telling the story since 2001. I knew nothing about ghosts using energy to manifest. I knew nothing about that until about 4 years ago.
No, I hear you.
You know, I knew nothing about that stuff, and now apparently that's what ghosts use to manifest. I knew nothing.
And they have to store that for fucking like so long. It's
Yeah, like I said, and I keep coming back. I can't describe how it was a voice from like the middle of the chest,
right.
and it's just so anyway.
That's fucking.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sends some.
I'm gonna pay for that one later when she's like, "Hey, you fucking talking about me?"
Well, that's the thing too, because
And she was also my godmother too, so like we had a close relationship. So
the bonds from the other side, man. That's exactly what we're talking about.
like I have her initials tattooed on me, like.
Well, tell her to call collect next time.
Tell
her to text.
Yeah.
Ghost text. That would. Like, hey, I was thinking about you from the other side, man.
Yeah.
No, I think you're going to be getting a phone call soon, my friend. I think.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's good luck, Kevin. We'll see how that turns out for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miss
All right.
Lawrence
So
is-
this one I like to call Monsters in the Kitchen. Okay. All right. So I was on maternity leave with my youngest, McKenna. So she was probably like 3 months old. And my oldest had just turned 3 years old. And at that time, Madison was always saying there was a monster in her room, like little kids do. Mommy, there's a monster in my bed.
Yeah.
Mommy, there's a monster in the closet. Leave the light on, there's a monster in my room. Okay, yeah, I don't care. So one day we were downstairs in the dining room, and this was like December. So it was Christmas time. And, you know, we were just in the dining room. I think we were working on something. We were getting something ready for Christmas or whatever, getting decorations ready. And you know how you can sometimes feel or see something like a shadow passes, like someone's walking behind you?
Yes.
So I said, did Joe come downstairs with the baby? Because I didn't hear him come down. Now, again, I'm not saying anything to Madison. I'm thinking all of this. But you know, I felt something behind me. And our dining room is right next to the kitchen, has a French door to get in. That door was closed. Okay? Mm-hmm. And again, I'm like, who just walked into the kitchen? And again, I'm not saying one word to Madison. And I look to my right, and then I look, and she's staring at me. And she looks at me, and she goes, Mommy, monster's in the kitchen. I'm like, what?
Kids getting a boot across the kitchen.
Oh my God. It was like, what the hell? And again, Joe was upstairs with the baby. He did not come downstairs, so he was not in the kitchen. We did not have a dog yet. And she literally is staring at me, and she's like, monsters in the kitchen. I'm like,
That's
okay, let's go do something else.
I'll flat out leave the house.
yeah.
I was like, okay, let's go put all the lights on.
Yeah.
And let's go tell Daddy what happened.
And spill gas everywhere.
Yeah, it was just
Drop the
like,
match.
but seriously, when you know, you're talking about like energy that, you know, go, little kids just absorb this stuff. They see things that we do not.
Yeah.
And this was one of them. But for her to look at me straight in the eye, and I did not say one thing like, Madison, did you see something? Madison, did you hear Daddy come downstairs? It was, Mommy, monsters in the kitchen. And I'm like, okay, let's go find Daddy. And let's go tell him what we just found out. So yeah, it was like, oh, that's the kind of like the hairs in the back of your neck are standing up.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, I fully hear you on that too, man. That's exactly like, honestly, the kids like aspect to it is like my place I just moved out of actually was pretty good haunted, and I'll get to that. That's my second story. But the thing that stopped it was that the parents, the owners of the place, wound up taking in twins. And their family. So I had these two little girls living upstairs that actually looked like the Shining twins, man. They were the nicest, sweetest kids ever, but they would be in the hallway by themselves and scare the fucking shit.
I'll take a kid.
Oh my God. But the minute they moved in, like everything kind of stopped but I noticed that. But my original ghost story, like I've had a history of living in haunted houses, man. My house I grew up in Squantum was two old ladies that were school teachers. Back in the day, they were roommates. Catch my knowledge, So, but they both wound up dying in the house, and that's how we wound up buying it. The house was next door to my aunt Peggy, and I'll get close with the mic. And long story short, when they passed away, we made an offer. We moved in. And we were in there for the first time, me and my dad, and he's like, "Oh, this is your new room, like hang out and see what you think." And so I go over to the windows, after a little bit, and I put my hands on the ledge, and the fucking window just comes down like bam.
Oh, jeez.
It's like fucking bad, and I'm trapped. I'm like ah. So I'm screaming like no other. Like my dad went across the next door to my aunt's house. He doesn't even know. So I'm there for like 15 minutes, with my hands trapped in this window. Cut to many years later, I never thought about it again until my mom told me that the old lady died because the window in that room came down and chopped her fucking right as she was leaning out of it, and that's how she wound up dying. So I was like, that wasn't good. That isn't even the scariest part. So my whole life, we knew the house was, you always heard people coming down the stairs when there's no one coming down the stairs, and, it's nothing that really bothered you. So, about maybe around 2002 or 2003, my parents were going to Italy, and they're like, you got to stay at the house and keep an eye on our cat. And I was like, yeah, that's no problem, me and Winnie. So we're out eating dinner, and me and my son, he was in town, so he's staying with me. We're going to be at my parents' house instead of Salty for a change. Right. And my dad's out at dinner. He goes, "Hey, just to let you know, for some reason, every morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, somebody knocks on the front door, but there's nobody there." So I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "No, I mean it. You're gonna hear it because, it's the front door is right underneath where their bed is." And so I'm like, "Yeah." I never even think about it again. And we're there one night. Everything's going fine. The next night, I did laundry, put Jordan to sleep, and I go upstairs in my parents' room, and me and the cat are in bed, and I literally turn the lights off, and I don't know what time it is, but I'm just petting the cat, and about maybe 5-10 minutes later I hear no bullshit.
Oh my god.
Hear the knock. Spontaneously, as that knock happens, my dad has a jewelry box on his end table. That goes flying out, lands halfway across the room, and my mother's makeup mirror spins.
Oh, nice.
Fuck that.
Dude,
nice
fuck that.
added touch. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
I literally put the sheets up over my head and hid 6-year-old style until the morning, and I slept on the couch until I got the fuck out of there.
There we go.
But yeah, I woke up in the morning because I literally never got out of bed, and I got up and there was the fucking ring box on the ground, and my mom's mirror's all askew, and I'm like, whatever that was, because I think you can attract this shit.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
So that
Absolutely.
that's where I grew up in Squantum, man, and good old Paradise Peninsula.
Oh, I fucking hate this shit.
I do too. Creeps the shit out of me, man. And so we know Kevin Kane's got another ghost story.
Like I said, the house we grew up with, multiple people have died. My mother always said, we would be in our cribs, she would go up and we'd be tucked in perfect. She didn't do it she would have the blankie on the side of the crib. When we'd be 6 months old, we couldn't even pull it on us. Right. And she'd go up and there would be the hand crease. Perfect. And she said that was just
hospital corners.
She's the friendly ghost, whatever. Okay. Tommy's born. He's 2 months old. Didn't actually might have been a little older because we didn't have a blanket when he was that young. So maybe 6 months old. He was still sleeping in the bedroom. We go up, tucked in perfect. Someone took their hand and fucking boom. But there's so many little things the anniversary of my grandfather's death. My doors always during the day used to be unlocked. So my grandfather would knock once. He would open the door and say, "It's just me." Just an old Tony. "Hey, it's just me."
Right.
And you'd be sitting there and Hey, it's just me. Like that. Like so many little things like that. But have you guys ever had night paralysis?
Oh my god! I get
Fucking
it all the time.
like I know when it's coming. I'm just like, demons, just take me. I know it's gonna happen. But like I've had it before and not said anything. And Liz would be like the next morning, like, oh, something was pinning me to the bed last night. I'm like, fuck, it happened to you too.
Yeah.
But like when she first moved in, like that happened to us like one night. Then the next night she was standing by the window, just like standing, like Blair Witch style. I was like, fuck, like stuff like that, like just so many little things. But the Constitution is where I was stationed.
Yeah.
Old ship from War of 1812 is where it got its bones, but it's from 1797. Mm-hmm. You would have to stand watch from midnight to 6 a.m. Every hour you'd have to go down to the bilge, which is the below decks.
Yeah.
Down there is where the surgeon's cockpit was, where guys died, where they hacked off limbs when you got hit with a cannonball.
No.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm going down at 5 a.m. when the sun's, and I'm taking that logbook and go, 1 a.m., all clear, all good, 2 a.m. Like, fuck that. Going down there, like, so back it up a little. Back in the 1800s, you used to have like 12-year-old kids on board. They used to call them powder monkeys.
Okay.
Reason being is where you would store the gunpowder, you would want below decks it's dry.
Yeah.
So you'd have little kids be the ones to go down and get the gunpowder and bring them up to the cannons. I fell asleep down there one night. Statute of limitations is over. I fell asleep on watch. I wake up, and maybe I was a little drowsy, and I could have sworn I seen a little 12-year-old kid doing the no. I swear to God. And anyone who's served on the Constitution will tell you it's 100% haunted.
I
wouldn't.
You're sitting on the Constitution at 1 a.m. on a June or July night. You're hearing everything. Like, you're just like, what was that? What was that?
That having probably creeps like no one.
How many times that kid Mark O'Brien's like you're coming out there with me. Like, just because like big tough guys like, I don't want to go down there by myself.
Fuck it.
Or like, say you did go down to like below decks at like 1 a.m. You go down up the bow, use those ladder ways. You go down to the gun deck, the second deck down, and you're looking 200 feet down is the captain's quarters. And it's just like, fuck. Like, it's just a big, like an empty deck with the cannons on, and you're just staring for like 5 minutes. You're like, fuck.
And they don't even give you like a Doberman to go down there with? Like, Scoob, I don't know. Like, they don't give you a Scooby snack or nothing?
And like, I'm a whip.
Dude, I'm
like,
fucking terrible.
Liz, like, I love ghost stories. I love ghosts. Like, we'll be sitting on the couch and she'll be like, I smell roses. I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah.
She's like, is this like an important date? I'm like, my grandmother died on this date.
Right.
Like, don't tell me you smell. Like, she wouldn't know what day my grandmother died. She's like, I smell roses. I'm like, fuck.
Yes.
Like, don't tell me. She's like, oh, I love this stuff. They're friendly. It's an extra person to help watch the kids. Like, why? No, this isn't. No, they shouldn't be around. Like,
they're trapped.
Like, I said to my aunt after she called me, like, I love you.
Yeah.
Don't call me.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not normal. Like, that's not good stuff. Like, I don't like this stuff.
No.
I'm gonna like pay for this when I get home. Like, no, I don't like it. Next.
Okay. All right. So, see, I love this kind of stuff. I love this shit. I just love it, love it, love it. So, I don't have a title for this one, but this one has to deal with my brother. And we lost my brother in 2004. And it was a very rough time for us. And by a miracle, I became pregnant almost like a year later.
Gotcha.
So Madison was born first, and then a couple years later we had McKenna. Now, in the baby's room, Madison's room anyway, the crib was across from a window. And we had our rocking chair, like a rocking recliner there. And whenever she would get up and she'd be standing at the crib, she would always be looking in that corner. And she'd be pointing and pointing. And I'm like, what are you pointing at, sweetheart? There's no one over there. Did you want your toy on the floor? Do you want a book? And she'd just be looking over there. And we never thought anything of it. It was not a big, huge deal. So fast forward a few years later. And we've always told her she had an Uncle Eric, but he died before she was born, and this is what he looks like, and dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
So one day, she was looking at pictures, and she goes, "Oh, I know him." And I'm like, "Who do you know?" She goes, "I know him." And she's pointing. It's a picture of my brother. And I'm like, I'll ask the question, "How do you know him, sweetheart?" She goes, "Well, he's always in the corner where the chair is." I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Do you remember him? Or do you see him now?" And she's like, "No, I don't see him now. But when I was little, I used to see him. He'd be sitting in the blue chair."
Man, yeah.
And I said, "Okay, well, what did Uncle Eric look like? Like, what was he wearing?" And she goes, "Well, he always wore a red shirt and blue jeans." I said, "Okay." My brother was cremated, and only a handful of people saw him before the cremation. And that would be me, my parents, my godparents, and I believe my grandmother. My brother was cremated wearing a red bowling shirt and blue jeans.
Jesus.
And no one ever told her that. And no one ever said anything. But she could literally tell me exactly what he was wearing.
Man.
And I totally believe that my brother has been their guardian angel since they were born. I totally, totally believe that. McKenna, who I totally believe, I have a funny feeling my brother has been reincarnated as a little girl, which she'd be laughing his ass off right about now. And his favorite TV show was Law and Order. He loved Law and Order, one of his favorite shows.
Good taste.
He's had very good taste. And MASH. Law and Order and MASH were his two favorite shows. And there was one time I was on the couch, and TNT used to do like Law and Order marathons.
Yes.
I used to love that. So one morning I was lying on the couch watching the show, and McKenna comes running in, and she stops in the middle of the TV right in front of the television set. And she's like transfixed, and she points to the TV set. And I'm like, what the heck? If you know the opening credits of Law and Order, they have black and white photographs.
Yeah.
And there's a picture, a black and white photograph of an attorney in a courtroom pointing.
Yeah, another one.
That was my brother's favorite picture. He and his friends would reenact the pointing. I have photographs of him doing that.
No shit, really?
And she would do that. And I'm like, okay, here we go. And there have been times when I have shown her, my brother was a bartender at a bar in San Francisco called the 500 Club. Shout out to the 5 right now. And it's one of the older dive bars in San Francisco, and it has the largest neon sign in San Francisco.
Nice.
And it's a gorgeous neon sign of a martini glass. It's an awesome sign. I'll have to bring you guys a picture. And one day I'm showing her pictures, and I said, "Hey, McKenna, do you know this? Do you know this one?" And she's like, "Oh, that's where Uncle Eric worked."
Jesus, wow.
I never told her that.
Man.
She has she's got a tied connection with him, I honestly feel.
Yeah.
Again, she acts like him sometimes, and I go, Jesus. I look up at heaven and I go, really? Are you laughing at this? Because she's making me crazy like you used to. Now, the funny thing is, today's his birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, so happy birthday in heaven. And
birthday.
yeah, if you want to stop in and say hi to the kids, go right ahead tonight. But yeah, she has really weird connections with my brother, like things that she could never know.
Yeah.
Like she wouldn't have known. But the pointing one still gets to me because all of his friends in California, I posted it on Facebook, this was a few years ago, and they're all like, oh my God, that was his favorite picture. We used to I have pictures of them recreating the pointing shot. And that's the one. And I'm just like, yep, and yeah.
I love that picture too because it's a stark white image of just like this old 70s looking attorney
pointing.
Yeah.
And that was I don't know why he liked that one so much, but he would like recreate it. And I've actually got pictures of him doing it. And McKenna used to, and then it was so funny because then later on she started really liking the theme song. Yeah. And she'd be standing in front of the TV playing the bass and she'd go dun, 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 and I'm like, he would just get a kick out of this. I swear to God he would. And we've had a lot of eerie stuff happen because again, I think you absorb it and it just happens. And we had a similar incident with a phone at our house, but it was an answering machine. Oh. So my Nana, my little Nana, she passed away in 2002. And we had a black cordless phone.
How old was she, if you don't mind me asking?
Nana was, oh my God, Nana was 80-something. Oh, Jesus, I forget. Gotcha. She was born in 1915. Oh, same year as Sinatra. That's how I always equate it with. But we had the old-fashioned, again, this is before cell phones and voicemail and stuff. We had an old-fashioned tape recorder answering machine with the tiny little cassettes.
Oh, yeah, micro cassettes. So
one time, I had gone out with my best friend, and Joe was home, and we had just got the house, so we're working on the house. And we came home, and he is freaking out. And I'm like, what the hell happened? He goes, something weird just happened. I'm like, what? He was in the kitchen, and the answering machine started, rewinding and fast forwarding. And he wasn't anywhere near it. Yeah. He walks towards it. It stops, and he's like, "Oh, it must be like a power surge or something." No big whoop. Yeah. It starts playing, and it started playing the last message my Nana had left for his birthday the year before, and he lost it. He just totally lost his mind. Now, here's the weird thing: back in the day, when you had those little microcassettes, it erased all those messages. It would rewind and take over it. Yeah. You could never really keep anything unless you popped the tape out and put it someplace else. Yeah. He could never get it to play back again. Man. And he was by himself, and she had just passed away. Yeah. But there's a movie. Have you guys ever heard about this movie, White Noise?
Michael Keaton was in that. It was good.
You should watch that one. That's Kevin, a good one. You should watch that one. Because it's all about the sounds and the energy and how you might have to watch that by himself maybe. Or maybe we should have a group viewing of this to hold his hand, because I don't know if he might not survive the movie, I'm not sure.
That was a good one. Anything Michael Keaton's in, but that was scary, man.
That was a scary ass movie.
There's so many scary movies that aren't scary, but that one is, man. It's actually funny. Your little Nana leads into my big Nana, which is the second story that I got, which is when we grew up. I had a big Nana and a little Nana, and big Nana was big Irish woman, God love her, from Southeast. She worked with bathhouses here, and she's one that nicknamed me JJ actually, because I'm John the Third, so they ran out of nicknames after John and Johnny. So. I was Jay, and she was watching Good Times, and she's like, "No, he's JJ." So that's what. If anyone knows me from growing up, they're like, "JJ, get over here," I'm like, "Wow." But yeah. So I loved her. She was really dear to me, and she passed away. I think probably when I was 9 or 10 or something like that. But what happened was we lived next door. My Aunt Peggy was her daughter, and her and her husband, we called him Tubba. Were upstairs sleeping, and they heard stuff going on downstairs, like dishes rattling. They thought my cousin Beverly came in, but she wasn't staying there that night. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the fucking record player starts, and it starts playing "Take Me Back to Mayo," which is like my grandmother's. It was her trademark song, and so long story short, my uncle Tubba comes downstairs, looks around, takes the needle off the record player, which the song's halfway through the record too. So he's like, I don't know how this happened. And he goes out to the kitchen, and there's a tea set set up on the kitchen counter, like a teacup and a coaster, and so he thinks, oh, that's really weird, and he goes back to bed. And like 5 minutes later, fucking Take Me Back to Mayo starts playing again on his record player. So that was, and then he goes downstairs, he shuts it off. But that was, my mom had a really close connection with my great grandmother too, and they had this deal that like, hey, if you pass and there's an afterlife, let me know. And so my mom took that as like, this is my great grandmother being like. Oh, yeah. And I've like my grandfather died. He stopped all the clocks in my house. Like I've had like death experiences like that. Like that's hard to explain and stuff like that. But yeah, I always laughed when you said you had a little Nana. It made me laugh, man, because I had big Nana and little Nana. Yep. But yeah, no, that was the fucking. Sign from the other. So when I was a kid, I was like, oh, they kind of gave me like, oh, let me know that there's something good on the other side too. I've
never felt scared about anything like that. I've just always thought it was like a wonderful thing. Yeah. Like if you got visited by a ghost or whatever, I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. I never had a fear of it. I loved it. I wanted it to be more. I wanted it to happen more often. But the ones I've had have been pretty spot on, and they've only been good things, so...
Let's knock on wood on keeping that going.
I've gone into arguments. Like, when stuff happens, I'm like, I'm like, all right, knock it off. Yeah. I'm like, I love you guys.
Yes.
But, like, you're scaring me. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. But then, like, I've been like, all right, I'm here. Like, let's go. Like, like I'm getting in fights with them. I'm like, let's go. I'm right here. Let's go.
I'll hit the voice memo. Like, go ahead. Like, you got some shit to say? Go ahead. Like, like I'll just be quiet and you.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's fucking.
Yeah.
You wanted me. I'm here.
Oh, dude, that was the last place I lived at. Man, it was Old Haunty that they redid, and I lived there for like 17 years. But this, let's just say they were a fucking. They ran with Whitey's crew, but they weren't like, but they were bad enough on their own. Mm-hmm. Like these three people were not to be fucked with back in the day, and these people were them. And I even dealt with like the last of their sons was coming through the courthouse, like when I was just moving in there and stuff like that. But anyway, the place was and I love my old street, I love my house, and I love my neighbors, man. But they'll tell you, man, like the house was destroyed. Like there was parts of it that actually fell off that like. That family that lived there didn't deal with, but whatever that was in there was fucking with me like no other, like bad, like house keys gone that would just show up on your bed like 2 hours
right later. Like stuff like that. Like my house, you'd get like a feeling, like a foreboding, if that's a word, and I wouldn't say anything to my father. My father doesn't believe whatsoever, but like my father would say to me, now you can go years, like you go like 2 years with nothing happening, everything's. Then, like, my father will come to me and you'd just go, it's happening again. And you'd be like, I know. Like, it's just legit. Like, I put my keys over here and then the back over here.
Yeah.
And you would just be like, fuck, what? Like, it just...
And you tore the house apart and you're like, oh, it didn't fuck
and you find them and stuff. It was funny. After my brother had passed and stuff and things like that would happen, I would say, Eric, knock it off. Just give me my goddamn keys back. And then half an hour later, I would find them. Because he used to love doing that shit with me when he was alive.
Right.
Oh, where's your keys? I don't know. Where did you leave them? And I would just say, Eric, knock it off. Just stop. I need my keys. I have to leave.
That's what.
But have you ever tried, if you're concerned about what's in the house, have you ever tried burning sage?
Sage.
No.
Try burning sage. It helps. It truly helps.
It does. You have to brush them out the window with it. And it's funny, there was this ghost show I was watching. It was like Ghost Brothers, where it was they instead of like having like English people like, hello, would you like to like make a sound? And then like a sound happens and like 15 English people go running. This was like two black dudes, and it was pissing because they were like, motherfucker, you got sage and you didn't tell me? Like, I forget the name, but I think it was like Ghost Brothers.
It is. It's Ghost Brothers.
Oh, man.
I love all those kind of shows and stuff.
I did watch Ghost Adventures with Zach Baggins.
My daughter
Zach was the man. Like,
oh my god, my daughter is obsessed with that show. She loves Zach. Oh my god, she's so excited because now she's following him on Instagram and stuff, so she's all excited. But she loves that shit.
I
she
did
totally
watch
loves that shit.
That's some piss of shit. I got pissed because like the one time it legitimately scared me, and it was like even my wife could tell because we had this picture in the hallway that would always move on its own all day long. You'd hear,
Yeah.
but would be outside and would hear footsteps in the gravel and turn on the light. No one's in the gravel, and then you think the footsteps would stop. No, those footsteps walk back too. So it's like. But yeah, the one night that scared the shit out of me was I was in, and then the same thing was happening. It was torturing me with like little like poltergeist shit like that. And and the same thing, like I was like, I thought I shut that light off.
Right.
You know, so I went into my bedroom and I shut off the light. And the way my apartment was set up, it was one big open space with a hallway that, you know, you had the bathroom on the left and then the 2 bedrooms are in the back. So I go into the bed, you know, I shut off the light. I'm like, man, you guys really got to stop fucking with me. And I open up the bathroom door after I get out, and the lights are on in one of the bedrooms. And I was like, that fucking was it. Like, that's when I was like, I'm getting the sage, and I'm saging you motherfuckers. I can't take this no more. But yeah, I'm telling you.
Now, did you guys like scary movies like that with a ghost theme when you were growing up?
Nope.
Did not. Okay, guess he did not.
But it is weird. My favorite place to ever go is New Orleans.
Oh,
Have you guys been there?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Bourbon Street's cool in itself, but like the whole French Quarter, there's a very, I don't know if you pick up on it, it's a very, using the word foreboding, there's a very foreboding, like, just feeling.
Yes.
In
Absolutely.
New Orleans.
The city is
It's very
incredible.
heavy. Like, just like a heavy feeling.
We went to the Marie Laveau voodoo shop, okay? So it was, what year was it? 2010. 2010 we were there. So we went to the shop, and it was a beautiful shop. It was just gorgeous, but it was at night. And I remember coming out of the shop, and you look to the right, and that's going back towards like Bourbon Street. So you see the lights and the sounds. And then you look to the left.
Pitch black.
Pitch black. Scared the shit out of me. Because I'm like, I wonder what's down there. I don't think I'm going to find out.
They have they have haunted ghost tours.
Oh, see, I want to do one of those.
They have one you go to like outside her house. And they're like, oh, they found like a woman like she kept some woman hostage. Or a guy or something. They kept like someone hostage, and it's just...
Well,
I've always wanted to do one of those tours. We just didn't have enough time. We were only there for like a couple of days, so we didn't have enough time and stuff. But the shop was really cool. But when you step out of there, you go to the left, you ain't coming back, I don't think. You go to the right, you're safe. You're going back towards Bourbon Street. But it was just that eerie.
Yeah, it wasn't like this crime right there. It's just the French Quarter is just haunted.
Yeah.
A lot of dark arts.
And there were like no street lights. It's like the street just stopped. Yeah. And there was nothing down there. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, okay, we're going on this side. But it's a great city, but damn, there are spirits in that place.
Yeah, the dark history there. A lot of dark history.
I would love to go back and go see some more of that stuff.
Me too.
But it's funny with ghost stories and stuff and movies. My parents decided one weekend, hey, let's go to the movies, kids. And we're like, yay, let's go to the movies. What are we going to go see? Let's go see Poltergeist. But here's the thing.
Yes.
Back then, you didn't have a phone to look up what the movie was going to be about. You think, oh, it's Spielberg. It's going to be a little ghost story, but everything will be happily ever after. Nope.
Terrifying.
Someone the tree grabbed the kid. And
and it's all fucked up. Like the parents are smoking weed.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking teenagers out banging each other at the hotel. Like, you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Now, the thing was, it was a very crowded showing. So it was me and my brother, and my parents were sitting behind us.
Oh, man.
Now, again, you think Spielberg, it's going to be light and fun and all that. No such luck.
No, scary as fuck.
My brother, oh my sweet Jesus, halfway through the movie, he has crawled over the seats.
Right.
He is now in my parents' lap.
Don't blame him.
Okay?
Yeah.
It just got so bad.
That guy starts making his face fall off. Yeah, see you later.
Oh, yeah. So we go home, and he's just like, oh, no, I just wanted to go see Tron. Why couldn't we go see Tron? We wanted to go see Tron. Nope, we skipped over Tron. We went for Poltergeist. At that time, we were young, so we were sharing a bedroom. So I'm asleep, he's asleep. My parents have a bedroom across the apartment, and my brother, He just kept us up all night, and he is crying, he is wailing,
Yeah.
and I'm like, Mom, Eric thinks the walls are bleeding. Can you come get him? And she's kind of, what's the matter with him? Mom, I see everything. I'm like, oh, can he go sleep on the couch? Because I'm tired. I want to go to bed. He kept that with him for the rest of his life. Yeah. And anytime you would bring up Poltergeist, he'd go, just want to see Tron, man. Just want to see Tron. Just want to see Tron. He kept that going until the day he died. And it's like, and every time I see Poltergeist, I think of him going, the walls are bleeding. And I'm like, oh, God, please just go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. But as we got older, though, ghost story movies were fun. I mean, I just love that shit.
Well, I had the opposite of what Kevin happened, what Marley and me happened on a plane.
Oh,
God. I had the iPad set up and we're flying back like from LA, and I'm like, oh, honey, this movie Insidious is looking good, man. So we were both watching the movie, and there was a scene where Patrick Wilson's just sitting there at the kitchen table, and the fucking demon just comes out like fucking from behind him, like partially. I screamed and fucking threw the iPad like a little bitch at like 50,000 feet, like ah! Like fucking embarrassing. But yes, I do love, like, and that's the thing, because with the horror movies, you either get some jump scare bullshit that's stupid, or you get actual good stuff. Like,
see, I like the more psychological horror story versus slasher movie.
Me too.
Like a Freddy Krueger, Jason, whatever. I was never really into those movies, but give me a good psychological. Exorcist, though? Rosemary's Baby.
That's fucking
scared the bejesus out of me. I saw that like on Channel 56 one Saturday afternoon or something with my mom. Yeah. And I watch it today and I still find things that I didn't see before. That movie just totally messed with my mind. Just totally messed with me. But it was so good because it made you think. Yeah. It made you think.
Well, that's where the best horror happens, in your head. Like,
yes.
Like the did you ever see Paranormal Activity was good too, but the Blair Witch Project, like fucking.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
That terrified. Like that fucked me up for days.
I have never watched that all the way through.
Really?
Never watched it.
Saw it in the theater, and it was the only time I was a grown man, and I looked in the corner at the exit sign, like, all right.
Am I close? Can I make it there with one jump across the chairs?
Honestly, and it was all the shit that you didn't see that's scary. That's what I love about like horror.
What did you guys watch, like Twilight Zone? Did you like Twilight Zone?
I love the original, like the 50s one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like the Gordon, not the Gordon Peele, the newer one. I don't like any remakes, to be honest with you. But
that's true. No, that's true.
But that original, I mean, just even the stories too, where like a guy wakes up, he's the only man on Earth.
Yeah.
Like stories like that, like fuck, like
But he was like, Rod Serling was like so ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was
so ahead of his time, and I think that's why I like it so much. Yeah. Is because it's in here. It makes you think.
And it's like Black Mirror is nowadays, where it's like, oh, this is the fucking, like, this is what the future is going to be, some kind of horrible burden, like, to yourself, man. But yeah, no, that's a good scary story is fucking good to watch.
I'm a wuss.
Well, you lived through enough, man. Jesus Christ. Anything else? You got another one in you, Kev, or is that?
No, it's just.
Yeah,
I think he's done for the night because he's going to be getting a phone call in the next few days.
Yeah, he'll be seeing spirits already.
If I get heartburn a lot, so I'll have to like once a week I'll sleep on the couch like sitting up, diagonal from where I found my aunt dead. So like I'll be sitting there, pale, and we call the auntie sis. I'm like, all right, Aunt Sis, I'm sleeping here. Is this all right?
Was it peaceful?
Yeah, what happened was, so she was watching me and my brother, and so it was a two-family. Our house was set up as a two-family. So we were upstairs, she was downstairs. She was like, I'm going to go down and read the newspaper. She went downstairs, so my friend John was coming over, John McDonald, and I was like, all right, we was going to come over and play street hockey or something. We're going to go out front. And so she's like, literally was like, I'm going to go down and read the paper. Am I right? And I know John was on his way over. 2 minutes later, I go down the stairs, grab my street hockey stick out of the front hall. My living room, her living room was right there. I walk through a kitchen. I'm like, I'm going out to play street hockey. Nothing. I'm like, walk through the dining room. Going out to play street hockey. I'm like, walk through the living room, walks right past her. I'm like, I'm going out to play street hockey. And then she was still reading the newspaper. Which, I mean, she was like 88, 89, and, it was peaceful. It was
good, yeah.
But at 42 years old, when I'm, she was right in that corner, that's where her chair was.
Yeah.
And I'll be sitting in that room, tonight, everyone goes to bed, and it's like 10:30 at night, and I'm like, all right, sis, it's just me and you.
Right.
Just gonna put the hockey game on if you want to watch.
That my Sean Van piece.
Then when we, that was my father's bedroom for a little bit. He said goodnight to her every night. He's like, good night, sis.
It's a family affair.
But being 6 years old, I used to have to, in the middle of the night, got to go to the bathroom, walk by that.
Yeah.
At 1 a.m, hey, just, that fucked me out as a 6-year-old.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt.
Yeah.
Man, that's fucking...
So she'll be waiting for me tonight when I get home.
Well, that's the thing. Now that we've woken up, I'll
Sorry about that.
I'll wrap up my thing just because you talked about it. But night paralysis, dude, is
and I know when it's coming. I'm just just get it over with.
It's
have you ever had it?
No.
Oh my god, it's fucking terrifying.
You literally know that something is trying to rip you out of yourself,
and you'll see your wife. You're like.
I'm screaming,
screaming your head off,
and you're kicking like no other. And sometimes your body does move, but the last one was
you move like my left foot,
exactly like Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah.
And then you then when you finally do wake up, you yell at you didn't hear me. They're like, no, what are you talking about?
And then if God forbid you get enough consciousness to go I think I'm awake, and then you go back down into it. Oh my god. And you can't move, and you're just sitting there, and it's hard to explain, but something demonic is fucking right on you. It's
the one time it happened. It's happened numerous times. The one time it happened, I didn't say anything. And Liz was like, something was pinning me down to the bed last night. I couldn't move. I was like, God, you too.
Well, I had my first one here, and the missus had it about a week ago, and it scared me because I thought I was like, I'm out.
I was done. Who else?
And this place is family. There's no one.
Right.
One person, and it was very but there's no ghosts here.
Right.
Oh, that was my other thing. My last thing about the last place I lived in. So I just want to tell this right quick. My original landlord was selling the place, but he didn't tell me. He comes in and he knocks on the door, and he's got an old digital camera, and he's like, just to let you know, I'm selling the place if you want to write me a check. And I was like, and he goes, I'm going to take some pictures. Do you mind? And I'm like, no, I don't mind. So he's fucking taking pictures of the entire apartment, and then he takes off, and he's like, it's going to be on isoldmyhouse.com, which is on fucking riot in itself. And so I was like, okay. So I went on, and I looked at the pictures that he took, and there was fucking so many weird fucking lights, like there was a lit up crucifix, on one picture. There was fucking the backyard had, it looked like
the ghost don't want him to sell. All right, guys, let's go.
Seriously, it was a convention. Form, and then go downstairs, and there's triangle shapes everywhere, and then in the back, how they're like, oh look, there's an orb.
Yes.
Oh, how cute. I had fucking 10,000 orbs. It looked like there was a bubble machine going in the backyard. Yeah. I was like, so yeah, I would always, because I never wanted to do it when I lived there, but I would go back with ghost investigators to my old place right now. Heartbeat, man.
When I would take pictures of Madison when she was little, it's a brand new camera. There's nothing on the lens, nothing on the screen.
Yeah.
You would see the picture, little orbs just all around her.
Yeah.
McKenna, the same thing, all the orbs. Yeah. Oh, we had people visit. How nice. Say hi next time. But it's it's right there, and you're like, that is the coolest thing ever.
And
I love that shit.
Yeah, when you find out,
How's this with doing something scary? I slept in the bedroom that the Borden murders happened, the Lizzie Borden.
Lizzie Borden house?
I slept at the Borden house. In the bedroom the mother was murdered in.
How was it?
I didn't sleep.
Of course. Did anything happen?
Drugs.
No. Did a shitload of coke to keep me up.
Exactly. I was going to say. Exactly. All right, folks. I think I'm gonna wrap up the campfire on that note, my friends, and that was Ghost Stories. If you guys have anything scary that you wanted to share, we'd be happy to read it next episode. Hit us on our Facebook page, or you can even email us at Yahoo. Let me tell you this about that at yahoo.com if you want a long form it. And that's about it, folks. We're gonna be missing you guys next week. We're missing Kevin.
Yes.
Look up on Facebook and see what hospital
Follow
he'll wind up
along,
in.
yeah.
And the Kehd, he's got his butt tickling mustache. He's grown in for the Kehd.
Yeah.
Man. He's
I
in
believe they
business.
call me a bear.
That's
Oh,
what
yes.
they call me?
I think you're a power bear. Yes,
Oh,
actually.
No longer a cub.
Yeah, no, otter or whatever. so many animals in the gay world, man. It's hard to keep up. But yeah, so we're gonna miss you guys next week. We're gonna take off in a few minutes. Before we do, as always, we're gonna give Kev a little chance to vent his spleen a little bit in a little section we like to call Off the Chain Kane.
Oh, thank you, Jay. Lauren, I just want to bring something up to my parents. Joni and Bill, also known as Patty. Why did you guys make me sports fans? The Bruins are starting their Stanley Cup run right now. They have a pretty good chance of making it. The Bruins playoff run, all the runs the Patriots went on, the Red Sox winning their 3 World Series, that has not been fun for me. Staying up late, the nauseous, can't eat, my blood pressure rises. After the game, my blood pressure drops.
Yes.
I get the headache. I'm not sleeping. Like, the Bruins played last night. They lost, but, they tied it up 1-1. And I wasn't even happy when they tied it up. I was like, but fucking time they scored. I don't even get happy, when they score. It's just, I'm angry. It takes away from my family life. For what? The Bruins won the Stanley Cup in 2011. I was happy for what, an hour? For what?
Right.
That lasted an hour. And I wasted 3 months of my life. 3 months of my life where I didn't sleep. On 2019, they went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Missing things with my family. I didn't have fun that whole Stanley Cup run.
You're not the sixth man, Kev?
No, and I get it. This isn't a, Bronx Tale, Mickey Mantle doesn't pay your mortgage. I never got that line because when you watch a TV show, those guys don't pay your mortgage either.
Right.
So it's it's not that. It's just when the Bruins go into overtime and the season could end with the next goal.
Yes.
That's not fun for me. I invested so much into this. I'm getting no enjoyment out of the Boston Bruins being in the playoffs. And I am probably the biggest Boston Bruins fan in the world. But it's not fun for me. Because if they lose, I'm going to be crushed. Somebody killed my puppy.
But after all those seasons of loss, that doesn't
No, it was good for an hour.
Right.
It was good for an hour. I woke up, I had to go to work the next day. No, I didn't go to the parade. I didn't, the Patriots winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I didn't have fun watching that Super Bowl. And if you have fun watching the Patriots in the Super Bowl, you're not a fan. Because every throw, you couldn't stick a greased pencil up your ass.
Yeah.
Because you're so nervous.
Yes.
I was so nervous watching Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs last night. That's not fun.
It's not fun. It's
I get more enjoyment watching out of the Pittsburgh Penguins play the New York Islanders. Watching the Boston Bruins play in the playoffs is not fun to me.
I'm going to make it fun for you, Kev. Here's what you have to do. You got to level 5 it. You got to get into degenerate gambling. And that way...
I do a little DraftKings.
Oh, there you go.
And
I have to tell Kevin.
also, I got into the Dogecoin. Is that how it's pronounced?
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Dogecoin. Take me to the moon, Elon Musk. Let's go. Take me to the moon. Sorry, Liz. I put about $5,000 into Dogecoin.
Yes.
To the moon. To the moon.
There better be some fucking scholarships being doled out.
Hopefully they take Groupon down to Key West. Like I said, I'm going to Key West. Hopefully I make it back. See you guys on the other side.
Nice, man. Well, thank you, Kevin. It's funny. That was Off the Chain Kane with his lament on not enjoying the Bruins, man. But
I hate them.
man, I feel there was the one time that I'll wrap it up with my fucking greatest fucking Super Bowl story of all time. Because you got tired of Tom Brady winning Super Bowls, right?
Oh, I don't get tired. Like, it just...
Well, you think they do, with about the bitching that people do when he left, like, my God, you would think he fucking banged your mom on the way out of town. Like, what the fuck? Like, 20 years of, like, the greatest sports story, and then you put on fucking EEI, and it's a bunch of guys in their basement, like, what are you fucking saying? But so long story short, this is the one when he was with, they were against Atlanta. And I'm on a boat, and Beth is like, yeah, we're going to take a fucking cruise. I'm like, oh, that's good. I'm like, wait a minute, when are we cruising? Well, it turns out that Super Bowl Sunday is the one. I'm like, oh my God. So we get on the boat, and we're leaving from Florida. And, you know, I'm thinking sportsmanship. It's nice. Wear your shirt. Everyone's going to be fucking, you know, friendly. There was like me and like 3 guys that wore Patriot shirts, and
everyone must have hated you guys.
Like everyone from the South was like, "You guys are cheaters."
Oh, yeah.
And you talk funny. I mean, hey, to our Southern fans, man. I mean, this is just what they said to me. I'm not hating on the South, but long story short, so that game was fucking horrible. My wife took off because they were getting beaten.
Oh, they're getting crushed.
Oh yeah.
God, it was horrible. She comes back in, and I'm taking it from the entire crowd, too. They're like, you suck, Brady sucks. Like, fucking, we're in a giant auditorium, and I'm taking the heat, so. And it's like that Rudy moment, man, where fucking you're like, wait, I know they're going to, I had faith that the Patriots are going to pull it back, so my wife comes in, there's like a minute left in regulation. She's like, what do you need, you know, what do they need to do to win? I'm like, fucking touchdown,
2-point conversion.
2-point conversion, fucking... You know, like
they need everything
twice, and like, but it's gonna happen. I'm like, and there was a Patriots balloon. I'm like, go get me that balloon and a drink. And I tied the balloon on myself like an 8-year-old. And they fucking came back, and it was like, yeah. And every redneck on that boat was like, well, I guess they are a good team.
I guess they
we are. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess you should have more things in your life than football going, you assholes, man. Like, seriously, I was like, Jesus, man, it's a game. Like,
I had a guy want to fight me in Philly one time. So I wore a Bruins shirt to a Phillies game right after the Bruins won the Stanley Cup.
Right.
I had people give me the asshole chant, which I was with Mark O'Brien. People give me the asshole chant, but it was like good natured.
Right.
So I go to the bathroom, and this like guy wanted to fight me. I'm like, buddy, I'm not losing a tooth over a bunch of millionaires. Like, I don't care that much that like my sport ball team's better than yours. Put them up. Like, I don't care that much. So I'm gonna get a black guy and lose a tooth over fucking Patrice Bergeron. I don't care that much. I'm gonna fight you over it.
No skin in that game.
I'm like, yeah, you got a good team, buddy. Like, great. Like, I'm not fighting you.
The thing I do love though, when you see a woman in like the fucking Bruins like fucking full regalia, you know she'll punch you. Like at one point, that woman's traded fists with somebody. Man, I was like, that's a prerequisite.
Yeah,
that's why I give respect to women in Bruins fucking regalia at all times, folks. Alrighty, I think that's enough insulting people from the South and
Philly fans.
And Philly fans, and the one Pennsylvania person's gonna be fucking pissed. But yeah. So anyway, Kev, man, have a good vacation.
Thank you.
No worries.
I'll live stream it.
Wonderful time.
Yes, we will be here for you
on
the way back, and after that we will have Caroline Plummer.
Caroline Plummer's
on
coming.
The show. We're gonna have to fucking interview her afterwards, but we'll have to get her used to dealing with our insanity too. So we'll see how that works out, folks. You guys have yourself a good week. Thank you for listening again to. Oh, wait a minute, we didn't do shout outs.
Oh, I'll do a quick shout out. I want to give a shout out to my old high school buddy, Pete Horrigan, who actually reached out to me. He, last episode, I talked about meeting Jim Craig's dad, Don, from the Miracle on Ice team. Pete actually found the poster of Jim Craig wrapped in the American flag that they were selling at the event we had at our elementary school. And for some... Pete, I would really like to know the story behind this because I don't remember any of us getting the chance to do this. He actually brought the gold medal that Jim got at Lake Placid, and he got a picture taken with it, and I did not. So I would like to know how that happened. But he's going to be sharing that picture as soon as he can find it. But I just want to give him a good shout out because he was listening in.
That sounds good.
So I just want to give you a shout out, Pete.
Pete, thank you, my man. We got Amanda Kocher. She's been chiming in on our Facebook page, man. Amy Galatis, always giving a shout out. Our boy Thomas Donahue up in the cut as always.
Hi, Tom.
Hi. Ooh. Hold on there. There we go. Alrighty, folks, man. Thank you for listening. This has been Let Me Tell You This About That. We will be back as soon as Kevin dries the fuck out. So you guys take it easy, and we will talk to you soon. As soon as I can get this song to play. How about that? Have a good one, folks. Take it easy.